Hi guys, in this video I want to teach you how to operate Balsamiq Mockups 3 and get familiar with the basic operations of this prototyping tool. As you can see here, I already have Balsamiq Mockups 3 open, and this is the basic user interface. The center here is your canvas where you can drag and drop objects from the user preset libraries that are available right here. There are all different kinds of objects here that are very commonly used while prototyping and which are very in handy. You can even import objects like images, for example, which will show up in here, assets, once they're imported. So for example, let's drag and drop this iPhone right into our canvas. Just click on it, hold it, drag it, and drop it. As you see here on the left, it's a bar which shows you the different screens that you have. As of right now, we just have one screen and it only shows one. On the right side is the bar for the object. This allows you to adjust the different attributes that the particular object has to offer. For example, for the iPhone, you can either select whether you want the iPhone 4 model or the iPhone 5 model, or whether you want it as a landscape or as a portrait. Now let's see how to make another screen. It's very simple. You just go back to the original screen on the left bar where you right click it and you can duplicate it. Now a same screen, a same image, what you built here is duplicated, which you can just rename it to, let's say, screen 2. Now I want to show you one of the special objects, which is like a switch. Let's say we have a switch here. And now this switch can be either on or off, which is again controlled by the bar on the right side for the particular object. As you see, once I click off, it goes gray as emulated in an iPhone. And if I click on, it turns green as emulated in an iPhone. But again, this is not a prototype. This is where you're building a prototype, right? So let's say we want to emulate this, right? We want to show this. Now what I'll do, I'll duplicate this again, rename it, let's call it screen 3. Now what I want to show is when I click on this switch, it shows that it's turned off when I demo the prototype. So in order to do that, I now have like two duplicates of the same image. Now in one image I'll leave the switch on, and in the other image I'll turn off the switch. So now we have covered both scenarios where the switch is on as well as where the switch is off. Now all I need to do is go to the same bar for the particular object, and if you see the second last tab here says links, this lets you link this to another screen. So basically, if while demoing the prototype, if you were to click on this, it would take you to the page that you would input here. So let's say in here I would input new mockup 1, which is the name of our first screen, which shows the switch to be on. Go here, I go to the switch. Again, I'm going to link this, and now this time I'm going to link this to screen 3, which shows the switch is off. And now there's like a red arrow right here on the switch to demonstrate that there is a link has been made. So let's just see how this works. Go to present, and this is how the presentation is. This arrow is basically like your finger. You can use it to emulate the touch on the phone. So I click on the switch, there you go, it shows off. Click it again, it's on, it's off. And that's one example. Now if I were to, let's say this, I'm on screen 3 right now, and if I were to go to links and change it to no link, for example, and then if I go back here to my new mockup page where the switch is on and which still has a link, right? So now, once again, I go to the top right, use the present symbol to go into presentation mode. I have my touch emulator. I click on it, it's turned off. But now, since I have no link to the other page, if I click it, nothing happens. It just stays there. So this is a good start for Balsamiq Mockups 3. It provides a lot of features and it's very easy to use. It's just drag and drop and you just make these links, and once you start to work on it, once you start to work on the different objects that are in the library, you'll see your creativity flow. And yeah, like I want to show you one of the projects that I have done in Balsamiq previously. So it was basically like a redesign of the current UWIC mobile app, which after a lot of research we thought was under-maintained by UWIC. So we made a new design, and this is just the prototype that I used to demonstrate our design. So as you can see, I've made uses of boxes here and text, and I've linked it. If I click on web services, I would be directed to a login page, and as you can see, the name and the password is already set in, since this is just a prototype and not the functional system. This is just to emulate what happens, how the system flows. Click on login, you go to your next page and you see all your different options. You can go to my page. You can see again here I've made use of tabs here. Tabs are again like just special objects in Balsamiq, and they're similarly used as the switches that I just showed you. Once again, you click on back, you click on logout, you're back. And yeah, that was like a good one of the prototypes I've created on Balsamiq, and there are just much more. I've also created a prototype for a system that managed a shower, and I've also used this just for plain fun, just to create scenarios and just to see where it goes, right? It's a fun tool to be working with. I like it, and I use it a lot in my schoolwork. It's very handy and it's free. And if you go to the installation page, you should see how to install this tool into your computer. And the introduction page on my blog gives you a good idea on how to make the best use of this tool without a paid subscription. So